Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and fucking Attack on Titan is back. Season 2 is finally upon us, and I thought it was really interesting that they begin this whole season with episode 26, rather than saying episode 1 because it is the second season, and that's very befitting because we pick up right where we left off at the end of the first season. And I went back over my episodic coverage. I had done it in 4 parts, every 6 episodes. In the case of the last part, the last 8 episodes of the first season. And I was just, mind blown by all of the questions that were still left overhanging. It's been a 3-year-long wait to finally get back to this series and see that they're picking up right where they left off. So a lot of those questions are still hanging in the air. What was up with Eren's father? What was he injected with through, the flashbacks we saw Eren was having? Was this a propellant to create a Titan out of him? And, all these other abnormal Titans and everything. How far and wide did Eren's father's involvement go with all of that? I mean, there's so much, and we're ushered right back into it, right where we left off, with the wall crackling, and thereupon, inside it, is a fucking Titan. And of course, the eye moves down and, looking at people below, the humans below, and my heart skipped a beat. I'm like, oh, hell yes, right back into the thick of it. You have Hanji, sort of manhandling the priest dude, Nick or whatever, and trying to understand, are all the walls filled with Titans? This was a point of speculation, a question I had by the end of the first season. Did they build the walls around, like Titans somehow? Did they somehow quell them back in the day? And that's what's making up the inner linings of these walls? I really don't know. And she gets no answer. She threatens to throw him off the wall. And this guy's just like, bring it, lady, calling her bluff and everything. And she can't, she backs out and whatever like that. But it got pretty fucking intense just in those first few minutes. And then, of course, you actually get to see Eren and Mikasa. Eren is waking up after his last bout and everything like that. Mikasa is, sort of sleeping bedside. She had been sewing her scarf or whatever it is. And he wakes up and he's looking around the room. It was nice calling back to them, reminding ourselves that, hey, yeah, they are actually in there somewhere, in the story somewhere, amidst all these other characters that were actually in focus in this episode. The main one being, I heard it pronounced Meek, and they're spelling it M-I-C-H-E. Although I have seen it listed as Mike as well, M-I-K-E. So, correct me on the pronunciation there. I think it was Meek. He is reacting to the fact that Wall Rose is down and Titans have gotten beyond it. And this really is bad doings. They really don't need this after where they left off at the end of the first season. And so it's like a rallying cry. We call over to Sasha and the bald kid. I think they said his name was Connie. I don't remember him from the first season. It's been a very long time. And they're rallying. They're trying to get out of their sort of, offshoot position, and they're going to be splitting up, and because they're being followed by Titans, of course, and they all start sprinting. These Titans start sprinting, which I was just mind blown. They're all flailing around, running after them. They do split up, and I think that's going to carry over into the next episode, where we're going to see Sasha returning home, Connie returning home. He speaks about being worried that his village is to the south or whatever, and that's where the Titans are coming from. So, of course, he's worried beyond reproach, and we're going to follow on with them. But it's really the crux of this episode is, of course, Meek going after some of these guys, trying to buy all the rest of, Sasha and Connie's crew, all of that stuff, some time away from these Titans, and he's taking them on solely. They say his prowess is sort of matched with Levi's, and he is fucking kicking ass. He's taking these Titans down one after the other. But then you got this motherfucking beast Titan. I don't know where this fucking guy came from. He's just sort of dawdling around. He's like lounging. He's like checking out nature and everything. You have me calling his horse, whistling to his horse. This thing grabs the horse, squeezes the life out of it, which shocked the hell out of me, and then throws it at me, who's on like a rooftop just watching this happen. This guy's loitering around, this beast Titan, and all of a sudden he's killing horses and throwing them at the one human in the area. And all of a sudden, Meek's like, fuck it, I'm going to take this sucker down, And here comes a Titan. He gets knocked off the roof. This ugly ass. And let me just say, by the way, all of these fucking Titans are ugly motherfuckers. They are some of the ugliest things I've ever seen drawn or in any way, shape, or form shown to me. And this Titan with this giant nose is going to chomp on him, actually chomps on his midsection. I don't know if he actually bit all the way through him at that point, but all of a sudden this Beast Titan, like, it catches his notice, and he lumbers on over, and all of a sudden he's like, wait. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Talking Titans now? Like, I don't remember that from season 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Eren became a Titan. I know we had the Titan Runner and everything like that. I won't spoil who that was in case you haven't seen it. And it's just like, what the fuck? This thing is talking now? And like, he's curiously fascinated by Meek's vertical maneuvering equipment. You know, like, he tells this Titan, stop eating him. The thing won't listen. It starts to eat him again. He squeezes the life out of this Titan. A Titan killed a Titan. You know, not since Eren anyway. So far as the show is concerned, as far as I know. I never read the manga, so I don't know anything about what's supposed to be coming. Please post no spoilers if you comment on this video in the comments below. I'm just astounded. I'm losing my ever-loving mind, because this thing is sitting there having a conversation, and Meek is like scared out of his wits. He doesn't know how to react. He can't speak. He's completely shut down, and this fucking beast is just like, let me just take the vertical equipment and, you know, look at it. It's very interesting. What is it? What you know, you guys must know that the base of our neck is our weak point. That's where we exist, he says. Something along those lines, and it strikes me, you know, as soon as I see this motherfucker, I'm reminded of Eren's father. And I don't know how, you know, there might be any sort of ramifications or relatability between that particular Titan and his father. Did his father create it? Is it his father? I don't know. You know, I have no fucking idea what's going on. But this thing is sounding very erudite for a fucking Titan. Most of these things can't speak at all. They grunt and groan sometimes. And this thing's speaking, you know, oh, this is very interesting equipment. Let me check it out. What the fuck? I don't know. And so, you know, Meek is like, as this thing's taken off, deciding to just walk the other way, leave and take this equipment with him. Meek's like, he calls back on what he told the chick earlier in the episode. You know, you don't lose the battle unless you give up fighting. It's only when you give up that you actually lose. And so he grabs his swords and grabs his blades, whatever, and he's like, I'm going to fucking attack this thing. And that's when all of a sudden it's like, snap of the fingers, the Beast Titan is just like, okay, go ahead. And all the fucking Titans in the area that are still surviving, not killed by Meek, they surround him and tear him limb from limb. They fucking tear him apart. And it blew my ever-loving mind. I could not fucking believe my eyes. And it's like, that's the one aspect. If you go back to season 1, I mean, there were some gruesome deaths, but I mean, to usher us in episode 1, episode 26, a continuation, and here we have a guy ripped a fucking part, screaming bloody murder, don't, please stop, all this stuff. And this fucking lumbering Beast Titan, he goes back to loitering. He's just like, oh, I'm gonna take this home and see what makes it tick. You know, so it's like, holy shit. I don't know if I'm gonna cover this series in episodic review coverage or not. You know, it all depends on how I feel after every single episode, if I feel like there's anything worth commenting about, but I'm just really stoked that this series is back. I gotta admit, I'm one of these people who didn't really find the, you know, OP and ending music and everything to be that catchy. I didn't really like it as much as I liked the first season. Some of the, you know, imagery was kind of weird in the OP, like we're seeing sort of a Jurassic Park, you know, cumulative amount of different animals and beings and creatures. And I'm wondering where that falls into play in the grand design. Like, is that a commentary on, you know, these Titans are just another stage in evolution? You know, are they something in the past of humanity, you know, humanity's ancestors? I don't exactly know. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just, you know, giving you a sort of periodical chart with all these different sort of living creatures. And oh, there are the Titans as well. It looked like it was the Beast Titan, in fact, in that OP. But yeah, I didn't care for the music. Everything else about the episode was pretty stellar, being rocketed right back into the whole thrust of the story and all the mysteries and overhanging questions. I want to learn more. Who the fuck is this Beast Titan? Presumably he's got a human powering him. Presumably it's like Eren. This is a human, you know, Titan hybrid, something like that, or a transformative structure based on that. And I'm just wondering, I mean, we knew who the Titan runner was. We found out. We know Eren can turn into a Titan. So obviously this has to be a human who can is this some offshoot relation of Eren's? Is it something to do with his father? Is it his father? I don't know. Presumably it's all interconnected and intertwined in some way. And I just can't wait to find all that stuff out. And so, yeah, as I said, I don't know if I'm going to be covering this episodically or not. It'll depend on, sort of how I feel after every episode, especially episode 2. Maybe I'll be back, maybe I won't. But I wanted to put this out there as a sort of first impressions, catch-up video. We're back into the thick of it. The series is back. Attack on Titan Season 2 continues the story, and I'm stoked and just thrilled that it is, and I can't wait to see how this all unfolds. So, yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments below if you've seen this particular episode of Attack on Titan Season 2, Episode 26, bringing us all back, and what you thought of it, the twists and turns. Were you happy that it picked up right where Season 1 left off? Were you completely mind-blown by the Beast Titan coming in and just sort of, hey, that's cute equipment, let me check that out, coming in and just being all genial, and then ushering the death, the horrific, torturous death of a guy being rended limb from limb 5 seconds later after he steals his equipment, anything goes in the comments below. Love it or hate it, just love having that conversation. So yeah, otherwise that'll be pretty much it for me on this. Bring on the next one, and I will catch you all later. Peace.